This is the Conservative Crusader.
Welcome back. This is the Conservative Crusader here on the Red Future Radio Network with a very exciting interview. Joining us now is a Republican champion here in Ohio. He is the host of the Freedom Fest event this Saturday with Bernie Moreno, Kash Patel, a bunch of young conservatives, as well as yours truly, and a lot more. He's also an Ohio GOP State Central Committeeman, business owner. I think it's fitting to call him the Jake of all trades. Jake Warner is joining us now. Jake, finally glad to have you on the show.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having us.
Well, I really appreciate y'all hopping on. So first of all, I introduced you a little bit, but you do too much. I can't write it all on a piece of paper. So I'd like to give you a chance to introduce yourself to the listeners.
Okay. So I think you did a nice job. I think you've kind of hyped us up a little bit, maybe. I don't know. But Sabrina and I are parents. We have 5 kids. We're entrepreneurs. We're business owners. And basically, we just stand up for what is right. And it seems to bring us into a lot of different situations over the years. And we've gotten good at it. We know how to defend ourselves using the Constitution. And that's kind of what got us into politics. And we just can't stop. Once we see something, we say something, and then it gets us into something else. And I don't know. What else would you have?
Hey, GOP Josh, it's nice to talk with you. Thanks for having us on. I've heard a lot about it. I'm excited to meet you on Saturday.
Well, nice to talk to you as well, Sabrina. That's also a State Central Committee member. One of the only, there's only a few married couples on there, right? Because the way it's set up is there's a man and a woman for every district, for those who don't know that are listening. So
correct.
And to talk about that really quickly here, you guys were elected in 2022 as a great pair, a great reform pair fighting for the reform of the Republican Party. How's that going thus far?
Oh, it's good. I think we're trying to make, and get Republicans to be Republicans and to be conservatives and do what they tell us they're going to do during campaign season. And we've been able to do that. We put the pressure on, the Blue 22, where they voted with the Democrats to elect a more liberal speaker. We were able to censure them, and then actually put so much pressure that we were able to get this, what we're all going to vote for here in August 8th. We're asking everyone to vote yes for issue 1. Us at the Central Committee, folks like us, actually 100% of the Central Committee got together and censured the 22 and then said, hey, we need you to pass this resolution to get this on the ballot so we can stop the Democrats' agenda that's coming, the abortion agenda, the drugs on demand, and every liberal crazy idea that they have. We think, issue 1, which when we had to put the pressure on the State House and the senators, it was called SJR 2. It was a resolution to change the Constitution. And so we did that. I feel like that is one of the big accomplishments Sabrina and I and the Central Committee has been able to do. And I don't think if Sabrina wasn't on there and Betty Montgomery was in there, she opposes this. So we've been able to do that. And I think that just shows how big a deal it is that Sabrina's in there and Betty's not. Betty's out there trying to tell people not, she opposes issue 1. She's with the Democrats on a lot of things. And so, having conservatives in the Central Committee makes a big difference.
And I'm glad you all are there. I know you worked for, sorry, am I stepping on your toes there?
No, go ahead.
All right. I just want to say I'm very glad you guys are there and the reform candidates are there from 2022. We covered that a lot. Sam, obviously, on his program here on the network, covered that a lot as well. And so the work you guys are doing are great. I'm very happy about the Blue 22 censure. We talked a lot about that on the program with Brian Stewart, who was obviously one of Derek Marin's top guys and the should have been the speaker's sort of situation that we would have had there. But right. I appreciate you guys fighting so hard. And that fighting kind of comes along with what we're doing this weekend, or you guys are doing this weekend. I'm just going to be speaking there and trying to run some stuff behind the scenes as well where I can help out. North 64 Farms in Granville, which is one of your multiple businesses and multiple properties. I can't keep up with everything. I try to make a list of just like, okay, here's a couple things I can pull off of. I couldn't do it last night. I didn't have time to find them all. It's just a few minutes away from Columbus. Obviously, we know some big names are going to be there. What can we expect?
We're going to have a good time. It's, we've got Kash Patel. We've got Bernie Moreno, who Sabrina and I have endorsed him for United States Senate.
As have I.
He's going to, I think he's going to be the pick. I think there's no question. Matt Dolan and Frank LaRose are trying for the same position, but I think Bernie's going to run away with it. I think Bernie can win against Sherrod Brown. And so we're excited he's going to be there. We've got GOP Josh. We got Sam McGuire, Micah Schultz, Dakota Sawyer, Hayden Ferguson, and Connor Royce, who are all, I would say, between 17, 18 to 20, low 20s. So these are all young conservatives that are passionate like we are about, taking back our cities and towns and villages and in our state and in our country from this woke craziness. And so we're excited about that. We're going to give you guys the microphone, really. Sabrina and I aren't going to do much. We're just hosting and opening it up, and hopefully you guys will inspire people to get involved. And the pressure's on, Josh, so we're hoping you'll do that.
Yeah, people are excited to hear from you guys, and we're excited that you guys are coming. I think it says a lot that we have young conservatives that love the Lord, that are still passionate about what the Bible says and passionate about what the Constitution says, because right now there is a loud voice out there of young people that the media sides with and only shows just this crazy young adults that are they're out of control. They're extremely lost. They need Jesus so badly, but they're extremely lost. So I think it's amazing that we have a group of you all coming and being able just to encourage people, number one, but also say, hey, you cannot grow weary and doing good. You got to get up. You can't be lazy. You got to get out. You got to understand technology. You got to understand how to get the word out, because some of these politicians that are, running the table or eating our lunch or however you want to say it, they're old school. And if we just have some conservatives step into these positions, like your commissioners, your city council, your school boards, we can eat their lunch because we know what to do on social media. These people that are in there currently, they've been in there forever. We call them rancid. My son calls them rancid. Old and stale is what it means.
So true.
And it is true. They
are old and stale.
They are old and stale. They should be passing the torch. We shouldn't have to be trying to pry it from their hands. It should be a very easy pass for us to bring our younger generation up. It's biblical. We should be bringing our younger generation up in the way of saying we want our freedom, we want to build our families, and we don't want to bring in all this craziness that's happening. So we're excited that you guys are there. So we do have a lot of pressure on you all, Josh, to bring the heat on Saturday. Well,
joining us now is I'm going to call it now, the future first family of Ohio, Sabrina and Jake Warner. They should be in my book.
Yeah, right.
Putting the pressure on you now. I want to say really quick, just thank you for holding this event. I know many young conservatives around the country, actually, that I've spoken to have been either censored at a local meeting or just not taken seriously by the party. So the fact that you two, in your personal capacities, of course, but as state central committee members, are willing to listen to the young people and give us a voice in that big of a stage, with obviously Kash Patel, former Trump administration official, and Bernie Moreno, our future U.S. senator, it is really it's a great thing, and I really appreciate that you guys are having us there. And having myself and Sam and everyone else. And I'm excited to share the stage with people who, I would say every single person on that stage has done something for this state. And it's not just a lot of people talking and don't actually do anything in the long run. We have a lot of people like that in older politics and in teenage politics that just like to talk and don't like to actually do the work, knock the doors, make the phone calls, do the things that actually change this country. So I do appreciate that. Oh, go ahead.
And I think as a party, if we don't do this, hopefully this is going to catch on, and the other central committees and the other county folks and hopefully Alex is inspired.
Chairman Alex of the Ohio Republican Party, by the way, for those who don't know who
Chairman Alex. Yeah, hopefully he's inspired by this, because, if we want to keep up and keep taking territory from the crazy liberals, we have to get the young people excited about this. And they're just not inspired by the guys that, have been in there for 40 years. And, they just can't relate to, it doesn't matter that they're old. I call them white haired, anyway, they all have gray hair, and they're older, and they're very set in their ways. And what they do to you guys like you that want to get involved, they have you guys volunteer to deliver signs,
right,
or hold their, briefcase or something, or be their driver, whatever. They don't actually give you guys the ability to,
to
use
get
your
involved.
talents.
Yeah, we actually had
The
a guy
thing is-
here locally who was talking to us, and he's a part of the county party, and which we're not very well liked in our county party. So Licking County.
That means you're
And
doing
so we
something
were
right. That means you're doing something
Yeah,
right.
exactly. So we're talking to this young man, and of course he's like, I just want to help you, Sabrina. I want to help you deliver your message because I know you're passionate and da 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 da. And I'm like, no, that is not how it goes. I said, why don't you run for something? I said, you're young, you're extremely educated, you love politics. Why is your name not on the ballot? And he looked at me and he said, well, the party told me not to run.
Yep.
And I'm like,
Yeah,
what?
they don't want these young guys to run. They
I
don't.
said, you want to tell me how to deliver my message, and I'm saying go out there and run for something, and you have a party behind you that's telling you not to run? Please explain that to me.
Well, you have to go through the Joanne Davidson School of How to Be a Rhino to come up through their process. Once
Absolutely.
you've done that, once you went to school, you learn the little politician elbow touch, how you deal with an aggressive person, and you learn these things. And
I also would like to
that's
say
what's
we
the
don't
requirement.
think we're not trying to disrespect older people. I mean, Jake and I are definitely obviously not getting any younger either, and he has gray hair as well, and so he's going to be more of gray and white. So we're not trying to disrespect older people. What we're
Absolutely.
saying is that, if you're going to be in politics and you're going to be in for this long, as long as some of these people have been in, then you better learn how to respect the younger generation, because we are going to eat you for lunch. And I always tell people who think I'm so rude right now, I'm like, you think I'm rude? Wait till the generation behind me is coming up. They are going to tear you apart, spit you out, and not think twice about it. Because Josh, your generation and a little bit younger, I'm telling you, you have to have like what does Thor have? The hammer. I mean, it's a tough world right now. And you have these older politicians who they're so sensitive, they're so whiny, and they are overweight. They really need to start thinking about their health, because we don't live in the same time we lived when they were running for politics 20 and 30 and 40 years ago. We're in a very, very different time right now, and people need to toughen up.
Exactly, and we're talking about it on the show tonight where it looked like Mitch McConnell yesterday, and this is national, but he had today during his briefing had like a stroke of some sort. If you saw that clip where he stopped talking and just during the speech and came out later. So that's a shame to talk about, but it truly is. Where we can't have a Republican Party and we can't have a future as a country if we don't motivate the youth, and that's something that
Right.
we're not doing as a party. So I appreciate you guys doing that. Really quickly here, we're going to have Cash Patel, Bernie Moreno, all the great patriots in town, the young conservatives. Any other entertainment or speakers stopping by?
Yes, we have Les Padre, Nate Simpson, and the Glenn Baker Band. And so we're pretty excited about that.
I'm very
It'll be
excited.
some fun entertainment. Yeah, it'll be some good entertainment, and we're excited to hear them, and we're thankful that they're coming out. And everybody loves some music and some entertainment, so we are encouraging people to come and make it an all-day thing for them to stay. We'd love for them to come. We're gonna have some food trucks. We have cornhole available. We've got tons of farm animals, so they can feed the animals. We've got a couple peacocks they can see. So it's going to be a fun event. We want people to really just come and enjoy for the day and really listen to all the speakers and make a plan to really stay and just listen to what everyone has to say.
Gates open at 2 p.m. North 64 Farms. You can look them up on Facebook as well. And Samuel McGuire, if you're listening to this, I'm challenging you in cornhole. I'm going to destroy you in cornhole on Saturday.
Awesome.
So,
yes.
Perfect.
So where can our listeners learn more about the event? RSVP, I think I just kind of gave it away, but I'll give it to you as well. RSVP, learn more about the event, possibly see the whole list of speakers and entertainment, and just get ready for the event Saturday.
Yeah, you can look us up on Facebook at North 64 Farms. That's where the event is. If you're coming, we'd like you to click the button that you're coming. And hey, come at 2. The gates open at 2. The entertainment starts at 3. We think it's going to go to about 7:30, and it's going to be awesome. So you're not going to want to miss it.
Going to be very exciting. That's North 64 Farms on Facebook. And Sabrina and Jake Warner on the line with us. Thank you both for joining us. It's kind of cool, like a double interview. You get the best of both worlds here. So appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.
And like I said, you have my phone number whenever you want to come on. Big news in the Central Committee. I know Sam kind of has that territory with y'all, but if you ever want to join on, you got my number. So appreciate you having
Yeah,
hopping
well,
on and
Anytime.
can't wait.
Anytime, Josh. Anytime. And thank you for what you're doing. We really appreciate your voice and where you are in your community. It's so important. And we just pray a hedge of protection over you, young man. Okay.
Well, thank you. And
You're welcome.
I really do
Thank
appreciate
you.
that. And I can't wait to meet you all Saturday and see y'all then.
Okay.
Awesome.
Sounds
We'll see you
great.
then. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You're listening to the Conservative Crusader.